What's up guys, this is Charlie from Wollertz Photography. Can we talk about something boring today? Something that something I wish people would have told me when I started my photography business. You can learn everything you need to know about your camera here on YouTube, but nobody wants to talk about the business side of things. So can we get into that a little bit? Yes, this is boring. The first thing is contracts. And look, nobody wants to deal with contracts. Nobody understands what's written in those things, but it is necessary to protect yourself, to protect your client's needs, to get a shot list and include everything in the contract. You can download free templates online. There's a bunch of different things you can use and then you can personalize them. But having a contract, expectations, payment, what happens if you don't show up, these things are something you need if you want to do business professionally. Ask questions. What shots do you want? How long do I have to deliver the photos? What happens if it takes me longer to deliver the photos? You want to cover both sides of the spectrum so your client feels like they're being protected as well. And then you have to deliver on that contract. Yes, you can do a verbal agreement, but we forget. 6 weeks later, you forgot what you promised. They forgot what they asked for. So having it in writing is really going to help you thrive as a business. The next point in the list is very important as well, and it's charge what you're worth. Look, I totally get it. When you're starting out and you feel like you don't have the experience, you don't know what to charge, you undercut other photographers, that's creating a problem for everybody else because now people look at photography as something cheap. That's why I always recommend practicing with stock photography until you get good. Once you're good, you could charge more. Learn by yourself using stock photography, and now you could charge a higher price. That's my top tip. You might have $1,000 or $10,000 worth of gear. Lighting equipment, all that's expensive. Learning how to use that is expensive. Editing, software, all that comes at a cost. So you need to price accordingly. You need insurance for your gear. Trust me, I broke my lens and I forgot to renew it. Whatever, you learn the hard way, but you need to protect yourself. This is a business. You gotta treat it like a business. When you don't charge enough, people undervalue your work. And yes, years ago when I was learning, I would do like trade services for businesses. And then you realize how much work you're doing. And then when you're editing your photos, you just don't want to do it anymore. And that reflects in the final product. If you're not getting paid enough, you don't want to do it, that reflects in your work. So charge enough so that you're motivated and you want to do it. And then things go smoothly and you'll get a call back. You don't want the people that want 2 for 1. Those are never the best customers. You want the people that appreciate you and value your expertise of whatever you're photographing. Also want to add here is do not charge by the hour. Look, when I started, I thought it was great. $200 an hour, that's fantastic. You could do this by the hour. What happens when you get a faster computer or you become more efficient? You get better lighting so you don't have to sit there and wait a second per photo. Now you're taking money away from yourself. Charge per session, charge per photo, charge for the day. But don't charge by the hour, because if the better you get, the faster you're gonna be, the more efficient you're gonna be. You're gonna be digging into your own pockets. Next is having a checklist. Not only for the gear you need to pack, a checklist for the photo shoot, whatever shots you need to get, a checklist. Just always have a checklist that protects you and your client. A checklist for editing. Did I tick all the boxes? Yes, okay, we're good. The photo is gonna be the best it can be. But having a checklist is really gonna help you step by step, even when you're a pro. Have a shot list, have a checklist of what gear you're taking for what situation, and that's really gonna improve the final results. Oh, I forgot that lens, what am I gonna do now? Or I forgot extra memory cards. My battery ran out, now what? It's multiple checklists, your equipment, your editing steps. That's why I like Lightroom. You go top to bottom so you don't miss them. It's a built-in checklist. But having those lists is really gonna help you deliver or under promise and over deliver. And that usually means return business. So again, checklist, underrated, needed. Okay, especially today, meeting your clients in person is important. Everything now is DMs and emails and all this stuff, but having that one-on-one conversation goes a long way. That way you get a feel for the client, you get to know if they're nervous or not, or just meeting one-on-one before the session, or when you sign the contract, or just that 10 minutes or 5 minutes meeting each other. It sounds very old school, and you would think it's not. Meeting a client, who would think that's old school? but that goes a long way, and you can get a good feel, and they can get a good feel from you as well. The next point is literally take your camera everywhere. Everywhere you go, take your camera. The camera is an icebreaker. People ask you, what do? You're a photographer? Because they see a big camera with a big lens. It's an icebreaker. It's gonna lead to different jobs. I was in Belize vacationing one time and I had the big camera with the big lens. People don't know what you can do with what lens. But because I had that camera, I got offered a job in Belize. I was just traveling. I got to shoot for a spa, for a restaurant, and a resort because I had a big lens. I was shooting birds. They don't know that. I didn't use the big lens when I was shooting for the client, but the big lens and the camera got the attention that I needed to secure that job. I've also been in restaurants when I'm shooting stock photos, just random restaurants, just taking pictures of the food. And I get offered jobs that way. Having your camera everywhere you go is gonna get attention and is gonna help you land more clients just because it's a great icebreaker and people see that you're serious. And then the last point is put yourself out there. Look, Instagram isn't enough. A website isn't enough. You have to go out there and meet people. You have to be in the right circles. If you wanna shoot houses for real estate, well, you gotta go to these realtor meetings. If you wanna shoot headshots, who's gonna be using headshots? You gotta put yourself in those circles. You have to meet the people that are gonna be your clients. You can't just put a website out there and expect things to happen. Trust me, I did that for a long time. Photography is 10% photography, 90% marketing. You have to put yourself out there. A website is definitely gonna help, and it's better than having an Instagram account. With a website, you can break it down by galleries so people know if they're looking for real estate shots, they go see your real estate page. If you're looking at your headshots, you have your headshot page. Not all jumbled up into one like most Instagram accounts are. But you still have to go put yourself out there and bring people to that website. Give them a business card. Something to drive people to see your work, specific work that you're trying to target. If you're a food photographer, nobody cares about your headshot work. They want food photos. So that's why you have to have specific pages so that people can find you and see what you're good at. 90% marketing. One of the biggest things out there. Like I said, 90%. That's big. That's a lot. Now, since we're talking about marketing, are you struggling to get sharp photos? Confused by all the camera settings? Feeling stuck like your photography isn't improving? Introducing the Wollertz Photography Digital Photography Guide. 15 years of real-world experience from the exposure triangle to real-world tips. The all-in-one guide to better photography. Specific camera settings, compositions, practical tips, all in easy-to-follow recipes. And with 3 options to enjoy. You can watch on YouTube as part of one of the membership bonuses, printed booklets to take with you, or the premium package with booklets and unlimited access. For more information, go to wollertzphotography.com. That's wollertzphotography.com. Those are some of the most important things that I could think of that I wish somebody would have told me when I started my photography business. It took me years to figure a lot of this because I never looked at YouTube for advice. And today there's so many people giving you good advice that, I hope this was helpful. There's a lot of things that nobody tells us when we're starting out of photography. We think it's all about the camera, and as you've seen, it's not. It's about marketing, it's about selling yourself. So if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more photography related videos, and remember to learn with stock photography so you don't undervalue yourself. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, bell, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.